Hello students, welcome back to the class Fundamentals of Organic Chemistry. So in this video, we are going to discuss about electron displacements in organic compounds. So in this video, we are going to discuss about introduction about the electron displacements, types of electron displacements, then inductive effect, introduction to inductive effect, types of inductive effect and applications of inductive effect. So the organic reactions mainly involve change in covalent bonds present in their molecules. These changes may involve the breaking of bonds, electronic displacements in bonds, energy changes accompanying in the formation and cleavage of covalent bonds. So in any organic reactions, one covalent bond may be broken and another covalent bond may be formed. So these bonds can be broken like this, the breaking of covalent bonds or just the electronic displacements in the bonds or the energy changes accompanying in the formation of and cleavage of covalent bonds. So that all is discussed here. That is any reaction, organic reaction that involves these factors. The electron displacements. So while to proceed any reactions, how the electron displacements takes place. The behavior of an organic compound is influenced to a large extent by electron displacements taking place in covalent bonds. So already we have seen the electron displacement, that is dipole moment. Due to difference in the electronegativity, there is a movement of shared pair of electrons. So this such behavior, that is called electron displacements. These displacements may be permanent or temporary in nature. So due to depending upon the covalent bond, if that displacements exist there, so it is called permanent. If in presence of any attacking reagents, only their electron displacements seen in the bond, then they are called temporary. The acidity, basicity of organic compounds, their solubility, reactivity towards other substances can be predicted by considering such electronic displacements. So depending upon these electronic displacements, whether it is temporary or whether it is permanent, means it is observed in presence of only attacking reagent or it is due to the atoms involved in the bond. So which type of displacement and how much electronic displacements takes place, depending on these factors, the acidity, basicity, solubility of the compounds, reaction of the compounds towards the other substances can be predicted. Presence of some atom or group in molecule or presence of attacking reagent may lead to electronic displacements in a covalent bond. So that centers of different electron densities are generated. Centers of different electron densities are generated. So there are two poles, one having lesser electron density, so considered as a positive pole, and which one having higher electron density considered as a negative pole. The factors that creates the centers of different electron densities are inductive effect, electromeric effect, resonance effect and hyperconjugation effect. So these are four types of electron displacements. So let us see the first one, inductive effect. So how the electron displacement takes place in the inductive effect and what are the applications of this effect. So what is inductive effect then? It is induction of polarity in a molecule due to presence of a polar bond. Okay, induction of polarity in a molecule. So if a molecule that contains CX bond, so usually there is a covalent bond which is formed by sharing of two electrons, one from each atom. So there is exactly no any charges are present here, but the polarity is induced in the molecule due to the presence of a polar bond. So among these two, any one is more electronegative, and due to that the polarity is induced. Suppose for example this X is more electronegative, then it attracts the shared pair of electrons towards itself. So the movement of electrons towards itself, so that it gets a slight negative charge and it gets a slight positive charge. Thus the polarity is induced in the molecule. Or the induction of polarity in a covalent molecule due to difference in the electronegativities of atoms involved in the covalent bond is called inductive effect. When a covalent bond involves two atoms of different electronegativities, the shared pair of electrons is displaced towards the more electronegative atom. That is shown here in this example. So Cl being more electronegative than carbon, so the electron displacement takes place towards Cl. So as a result, more electronegative atom gets a small negative charge. So it gets a small negative charge and other atom gets a small positive charge here. And this charge is transferable. It transfers to adjacent carbon, then to the adjacent carbon, then to the adjacent carbon. Like that, they also shares that deficiency. But its strength is less. Consider here delta plus. Delta plus means the charge is very small here. Here still very small. Here still it is very small. So thus the polarity is created in the molecule due to the presence of more electronegative atom. So one of the atom which is involved in the bond formation is more electronegative, and the shared pair of electrons displaced towards more electronegative. So it acquires a small negative charge. Less electronegative acquires a small positive charge. The inductive effect is permanent effect. So as we see, there are two different atoms which are involved in a covalent bond. So due to their difference in the electronegativity, the polarity is induced. Therefore, it is a permanent effect. It decreases rapidly as the distance from the source increases. So see here, as the distance from the source, this is called a source, and as the distance from the source increases, its effect go on decreasing here. Practically, it is almost negligible beyond 2 carbon atoms from the active group or atom. The electron pair, although permanently displaced, but remains in the same valence shell. So that's why we have shown here a small negative charge and small positive charge. The electrons, shared pair of electrons, are not completely transferring, just they are displaced toward the more electronegative. So they are not leaving their valence shell here. Let us consider types of inductive effect. One is negative inductive effect, is called minus I effect. So what is negative inductive effect? The electron withdrawing nature of groups or atoms is called as negative inductive effect. It is indicated by minus I. So these examples, if ammonia or amine group is present, or NO2 group, cyanide, SO3H, CHO, aldehyde, CO, ketonic group, COOH, carboxyl group, acid chloride, CONH2, amide group, all the halogens, fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide, hydroxyl groups, ester, amine, C6H5 means phenyl group. So these all are electron withdrawing groups, and here they are arranged in their decreasing order. So if any of these groups are attached to the carbon, so they withdraw electrons from the carbon, so acquires a small negative charge, and carbon acquires a small positive charge. Then see, the second one is positive inductive effect, plus I effect. It refers to the electron releasing nature of groups or atoms, is denoted by plus I. So these are examples. This is tertiary methyl group, secondary methyl group, ethyl group, methyl group. So these are having a positive inductive effect, means they releases electrons towards the carbon. Let us see some examples how it's releasing electrons. So here in the fluoromethane, fluoro group is attached to here carbon, and this CF bond among these fluoride group is more electronegative, so it attracts a shared pair of electrons. So the mark is shown towards the fluoride, so that it gets a small negative charge and carbon gets a small positive charge. Like that, chloromethane, chloride group is also more electronegative than the carbon. So chloride group acquires a small negative charge, carbon acquires a small positive charge. Ethanol, the OH group is there. The OH group is being more electronegative. It acts as an electron withdrawing group. So these are examples for minus I effect. 1, 2 and 3 are examples for minus I effect. So these are having electron withdrawing groups. They withdraws electrons from the adjacent carbon to which the group is attached. Now see the example isopropylamine. In the isopropylamine, carbon and NH2 group is there. Among that, this amine group is electronegative. So electrons are withdraws from the carbon, but the adjacent methyl groups, 2 methyl groups are there. These are being less electronegative than carbon. They releases electron towards the carbon, so that the methyl group, when attached to the carbon, the electrons are released towards the carbon, so that carbon acquires, so when the methyl group is present with carbon, methyl group releases electrons towards the carbon. It is an electron releasing group. So it acquires a small positive charge. Here carbon acquires a small negative charge. So 2 methyl group, in that this bond CCH3, this bond becomes example for positive I effect. CNH2 bond being an example for negative inductive effect. Here amine group gets a slight negative charge, carbon gets a slight positive charge. So these are some examples of the compounds which are having plus I and minus I effect. Bond polarization and inductive effect. So here in this example, we have shown the movement of electrons, so minus inductive effect. So the groups which are attached here to the carbon are being more electronegative, acquires a small negative charge, and carbon acquires small positive charge. So these are negative inductive effect examples. So positive inductive effect, suppose a CH bond is there. So being carbon is being more electronegative, the hydrogen's movement takes place towards carbon. The methyl group is less electronegative, so the movement of electrons is towards the carbon. Tertiary methyl group is more tertiary methyl group is less electronegative, so it acts as an electron releasing group. So the shared pair of electrons are moving towards the carbon, so carbon acquires a small negative charge, and here the tertiary methyl carbon acquires a small positive charge. The methyl group carbon acquires a small positive charge and carbon acquires a small negative charge. So these are how the polarization takes place due to inductive effect. Some are examples for negative inductive effect and positive inductive effect. Let us see what are the applications of inductive effect. One is its effect is on the bond length. Effect of inductive effect on bond length, on dipole moment, on stability of carbocation, on acidity of carboxylic acid, and basicity of amines. Let us see one by one. Effect on the bond length. The bond length decreases with increase in inductive effect. See, the bond length decreases with increase in inductive effect. The inductive effect of halogens decreases in order. So halogens, fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Among these four, fluorine is being more electronegative than chlorine. Chlorine is more electronegative than bromine. Bromine is more electronegative than iodine. And CH3 fluoride bond, the inductive effect is more in CH3 fluoride because the electronegativity of fluorine is more. The electronegativity of fluorine is more than chlorine, therefore it having highest inductive effect. So the electrons are moving towards the fluorine. So this becomes an electron withdrawing group. So it bearing negative inductive effect. So all these bonds are having negative inductive effect. So the bond length of CH3 fluorine is less than CH3 chloride, which is less than CH3 bromide, which is less than CH3 iodide. So as we see, inductive effect is more in CH3 fluorine, that is methyl fluoride, and inductive effect is less in methyl iodide because the fluorine is more electronegative and iodine is less electronegative. But as we see the bond length, methyl iodide having highest bond length, that is 2.14 angstrom, and methyl fluoride having least bond length 1.34 angstrom. So as the inductive effect increases, decrease in the bond length. So this is the effect of inductive effect on the bond length. Dipole moment. So it play a major role here in the polarization due to the dipole moment, that is movement of electrons. Due to more electronegative and less electronegative atoms, the polarity is induced. So that is the basic for inductive effect. So covalent bond acquires a dipole character because of the inductive effect, resulting in the dipole moment. As inductive effect increases, dipole moment also increases. So see here, for example, the dipole moment of methyl iodide is 1.64 dBi. Dipole moment of methyl bromide is 1.79 and methyl chloride is 1.84. So as the inductive effect increases, the dipole moment also increases. Inductive effect and carbocation stability. So what is carbocation? Yeah, the hydrogen from the methane is removed, so it becomes C plus is carbocation. Methyl group, primary carbocation. So this is primary carbocation, secondary carbocation, and this is tertiary carbocation. In the tertiary, there are three methyl groups. So the methyl group is being more it is a electron releasing group. So the electrons are moving towards the, or electrons are released towards the central carbon. So here central carbon, which is electron deficient, having positive charge, and the three adjacent methyl groups which are releasing electrons towards the carbon, so that carbon becomes stabilized. Someone is giving it electrons, someone is sharing that deficiency, so that it is more stabilized. Come to the secondary carbocation, only two methyl groups which are releasing electrons towards the carbon. So it is somewhat less stable than the tertiary. In the primary, only one methyl group which is releasing electrons. And in the methyl group, there is no adjacent methyl groups to release electrons, and electronegativity of carbon and hydrogen is almost same. So it will not play any important role in releasing the electrons. Therefore, tertiary methyl carbocation is more stable than secondary. Secondary is more stable than primary. Primary is more stable than the methyl group. So this is the methyl groups which are releasing electrons towards the carbon, so that the positive charge which is created on this carbon is distributed among the adjacent methyl groups, so that the carbocation becomes stabilized. The methyl group has positive inductive effect. Thus, extra electron density is pushed onto the carbocation, which stabilizes the carbocation. So thus, the carbocation is stabilized by positive inductive effect. Strength of acids. So inductive effect is useful in explaining the strength of some organic acids and bases. Effect of substituent groups on the acid that determines the strength of acids. See here in the aliphatic acid, that is first one is a formic acid. So in the formic acid, H, C, double bond O, OH bond is there. So to show the acidic character, this carbon, the electrons from the OH bond are given to oxygen, so that H plus is removed. Depending upon this release of H plus concentration, the acid strength is measured. So the negative charge, by taking these two electrons, carbon acquires a negative charge which is transferred between these two carbon, oxygen and carbon. Here CH bond is there. It is not electron releasing or electron withdrawing. It plays almost neutral. Come to the methyl group. Here CH3COOH group is there. When by releasing H plus, COO becomes minus, and the methyl group is also sharing the electrons towards this carbon. So the negative charge will not be distributed between carbons. Like that, we'll see here CH3, C double bond O minus plus H plus. So when this H plus is released, if this COO ion becomes stable, then only it releases H plus easily. So these electrons are given to this carbon bond, carbon oxygen bond, and these electrons are shifted to oxygen. Thus the ion is stabilized. But adjacent methyl group is there, that is also releasing electrons towards this carbon. So electron density on this carbon will increase. It will not share these electrons easily. Next one is dimethyl. Still more methyl group increases. So still more positive inductive effect increases. So electron releasing groups are there, the acidic strength decreases. If electron withdrawing groups are there, then acidic strength increases. So acidic strength decreases as positive effect of alkyl group increases. Acid strength decreases. So acid strength increases as a negative inductive effect or halogen groups increases. See here, suppose for example chloro Cl CH2 COO minus ion will be formed after releasing H plus. So here this Cl group is electron withdrawing group. It withdraws electron from this adjacent carbon. This carbon withdraws electron from this carbon. So this carbon is now electron deficient. It can easily share the electrons which are formed on the oxygen. So thus electron withdrawing groups are there. They increases strength of acids. So here the 3 chloroacetic acids are given: acetic acid, monochloroacetic acid, dichloroacetic acid, and trichloroacetic acids are given. So acid strength decreases as number of halogen atoms decreases. So here in the trichloro, here dichloro, so electron withdrawing group decreases. So acid strength also decreases. In the acetic acid, it is the least acidic because it doesn't having any electron withdrawing groups. Among these two, the distance from the molecule, so here directly to the CH2 Cl group is attached, but here it is attached to the next carbon, but here to the alpha carbon CH2 is attached. So like this, CH3 CHCOOH and it bears Cl. Here it is CH2 COOH CH2 Cl. So the distance between the electron withdrawing group and the polar bond increases. So here this is very near to this polar bond. So here acidic strength is more, here acidic strength is less. So like that we can give the relative strength of acids depending upon the inductive effect. Positive inductive effect decreases the acid strength, negative inductive effect increases the acid strength. All aliphatic amines are more basic than ammonia. That is due to positive inductive effect of the methyl group. Well, compared to aniline and ammonia, ammonia becomes more basic than aniline. So let us see the first one. All the aliphatic amines are more basic than ammonia. So aliphatic amines, for example, CH3NH2 and ammonia is only NH3. It also having a lone pair electron and here also lone pair electron. So when ammonia is called basic, it donates these lone pair of electrons to H plus and a new NH bond is formed, then it is called base. So when it donates easily, so among these two, in the ammonia and methylamine, the methyl group is electron releasing group. It releases electron towards the amine group. So the electron density on the nitrogen increases, it easily donates the electron. So therefore, ammonia is less basic than methylamine. So like that, so relative basic strength of amines is given here, which is measured in P, that is Kb, pKb. Ammonia having 9.25, methylamine having 10.64 and dimethylamine having 10.77. So as the electron releasing groups increases, the basicity also increases. So these are some applications of inductive effect. So in the next class, we'll see electromeric effect.